this amazing event for the last 3 years of planning to show our enthusiasm and all the different officials and county and public and state and government support to show the different people what we've done here and the enthusiasm that not only existed in 1825 from when he came back to visit, but still exists 200 years later. His impact is that strong that we are still remembering those days, his words, his footsteps, where he had tea, where he had lunch. All that was documented because we wanted to know that and remember that, and we cherish that and hold that close to our hearts because we want to remember our American heritage, our freedom, our perseverance, because our history is one of the things that binds us together, and we can tell those stories for tomorrow. So I want to thank you guys for coming to Thornbury Farm and supporting local farms and heritage like this. And I'm going to hand it off to Bruce for the rest of the presentation. And please join us for the walk. I have many reenactor friends in heavy wool today, so please show your appreciation. If you'd like to enlist and help, we're always welcoming additional recruits. We have toy muskets in the back. We'll be having all the different kids that want to join in and learn the ranks. We can have them do a musket drill with us.
Hey.
I'd rather do it this way anyway. Thank you all for attending today. And a special thank you to Randall for hosting this year on this historic property. And this is a historic event for both Chester and Delaware counties, and because this farm was part of the Brandywine battlefield, so I'm honored to be here. And exactly 200 years ago, our American hero came here to Chad's Ford, part of his 13-month tour as our nation's guest. He was honored because of all the contributions he made to winning our freedom. His ascent to becoming an American hero actually began during the afternoon of September the 11th, 1777, when he was wounded in a field very close to here. When we're finished, we're going to do a heritage walk to where this field where he was wounded, and I hope you can all kind of join us and we can stand to heat. Today, and remember, tonight is Lafayette's Ball at the Chester County History Center, is the result of work by the Lafayette Bicentennial Committee that began in October of 2021. This day is almost 4 years in the making. 70 people contributed during those 4 years, and I thank them all for their assistance. Today we're here because, yes, go ahead, Jason. There's a whole lot of people contributing to the C25 celebration. But as you can see, we're adding our own July 26, 2025 community spirit. There are many community partners here today, and I'm sure Lafayette would approve. I thank all of our kindred spirits. One of the goals of this great celebration is education, to prove the nation's knowledge of Lafayette. During an early committee meeting, right here where we're gathered today, a comment was made that there was no nonfiction books on Lafayette for students and young adults. Thus was born a collaboration between the AFL and our committee and the publication of the book Lafayette, America's Young Hero and Guest. I am so proud of this book. Part of the sales of the book was donated to the AFL for this 13-month celebration. When DAR groups from many states asked for books to be directly distributed to students, we sold those books to them at cost. Members of the Masons who are here today also distributed books. So far, almost 1,500 copies have been given to students. By the way, we do have some more copies here if you're interested. You know, the message to get Lafayette about him won't end today. It's going to continue. It will continue after our 13-month celebration. As part of this education, Lisa Doon-Hurley ran a Lafayette contest for us. Thank you, Lisa. And we'll announce the winner later in the program. All right.
I like this approach too. So good morning. Again, my name is Peter Loyce. I have to say it's a great privilege to be with all of you today. Americans, French, and I'm sure other nationalities as we celebrate a really special part of American history. As I was thinking of brief remarks, maybe not quite so brief, but they shall be, it occurred to me that we are here today to honor an icon, a foreigner who shed his blood for the United States. Indeed, a noble one. I have to hold it closer, Ron. Thank you so much. So it really is, it's an important event. It's great to look to our past as we think about our future. I believe strongly, ladies and gentlemen, that freedom isn't free, and that we all have a responsibility to step in and do whatever we can to support our country, and frankly, to support our friends, to support our allies. And in just a moment, I will very happily introduce the Honorary French Consul. The lady's name is Marine Faval-Fanel. She's been the Honorary Consul since January 2023. She's a founder of an entity called FLAM. It's a federation of global entities. It stands for, in French, Français Langue Maternelle. It is an organization to support and encourage French among French youth who no longer live in France. They are anywhere in the world. And the federation is across some 54 countries, and she has about 170 branches. So this is a talented woman who supports her country. She's a graduate of Harvard Kennedy School and also the French Institute of Diplomacy in Paris. She is clearly an experienced and practical leader, and I suspect that with a little bit of charm on your part, if you buy a book of Lafayette, she would autograph it. Madame Marine.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Mesdames et messieurs, dear friends of Lafayette, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Chuck, I'm in awe every time. I see you, you're everywhere, you're doing so much to celebrate our hero, Lafayette, a hero for both our countries. I've met earlier a young lady, very smart lady who won an essay. I can see her. I come from an education background, from it's really, really important, and I'm so happy to see that the next generation is already not only learning about Lafayette, but about what he did. I also wanted to thank Pauline Kabouli, who did a very impressive job to secure that medal. It's very moving for a French woman who moved in the U.S. Almost 20 years ago now. I was very lucky to move to Philadelphia and to fall in love with that city. And I saw so many people loving France, loving Paris, Normandy, but also loving people like Lafayette and what he stands for. He was in the service of something that was greater than himself. He believed in the promise of America. And that's something that really, today is really, really important. We need to remember that we can stand up against tyrants and say things can change. So every year, on the 4th of July, for us on Bastille Day, July 13th, very, very close, we both celebrate those ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. And we fight for the belief that we can change for a better world. We can do things. We can fight for that. It's still possible. We can create a better world for our children. And I didn't fight a war like Lafayette, but when I crossed that ocean with a sense of adventure, like him, I believe, I found a new home, and that's something that is really, really important for all the French persons here. Everybody's so welcoming. It's really, really important for us. Washington. But what touches me the most now is really that we represent the friendship between our two countries. And that friendship, as I said, for 200 years, it's still very, very much alive. When I meet students at the Westchester University, for example, when they learn French, or when we meet so many francophones telling us that they love to go to France, those small exchanges. We continue to do what Lafayette started. So friendship, liberty, fraternity, equality, it's still something we need to fight every day. It's how we raise our children, it's how we care for our loved ones, it's how we support our neighbors, and it's also how we keep showing up every day, even if we're hurt or even if we feel like we're invisible, we're still showing up, and that's something that we learned from Lafayette, that we don't lose time.
Bicentennial of Lafayette's farewell tour has been one of the DAR's most important commemorative events, and I'm especially proud that the majority of the planning and work done boots on the ground for this tour has been accomplished by DAR members. They have served as farewell tour committee chairs, all here today always uphold those principles of freedom, liberty, and democracy forever in our United States. Hurrah for America and vive la Lafayette!
And well-spread board to which poor and rich, if worthy, were cordially welcomed. No man delighted more to see and entertain his friends and neighbors. In person, he was of middle size and of active and hearty constitution, and of undoubted personal moral courage. Joseph McClellan's father descended from Scottish revolutionaries who defended their right to freely practice their Presbyterian religious faith. They were called Covenanters because they signed covenants attesting to their intention to keep Scotland free from the religious interference of the Stuart monarchy. Joseph McClellan's ancestors went to war and for their resistance were ultimately banished to East Jersey. In 1690, with a change in monarch, Scotland won the right to practice Presbyterianism. But meanwhile, thanks to William Penn, the banished McClellans were practicing their Presbyterian faith freely in the American colonies from 1685.
And I called Bruce, who I knew from another endeavor, and told him I had it. And I suppose that's how we got here today. But I'd like to thank the Bicentennial Committee and Bruce for inviting the Latta and the Hakar family to participate. And now for the prayer. Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the great and distinguished blessings which as a nation we are this day permitted to enjoy. We thank thee that thou wert pleased to infuse a love of liberty into the bosom of our fathers, and in our infancy to give them courage to undertake its accomplishment. We thank thee that this spirit was carried into a foreign land, and that thou wert pleased to put it into the heart of thy servant, with whose presence we are now favored, to visit this distant shores and generously to tender his aid in effecting our independence. We thank thee that amidst the dangers and trials which he has since encountered, his precious life has been spared, and that after a lapse of many years, he has been permitted once more to visit our land, to receive the gratitude of an affectionate people, and to witness the fruits of that liberty which he was so instrumental in achieving. May thy blessings still go with him, and when he bids a final adieu to America, may the winds and the waves be rendered propitious to his return to his beloved country. In due time, may he be carried in safety to the bosom of his family, to spend the remainder of his days in tranquility and comfort. And may he at length go down into the grave in peace, to receive honors infinitely greater than have been or ever can be awarded to him here. On the great day of accounts, may he live in the triumphs of our blessed Redeemer, and be put in possession of a crown that shall never fade away.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Speaking in front of our honorary council, I will hope that she will forgive the translation mistakes. But I really want to thank you, though, for pushing for the initiative that you support, benefiting my own children who can understand and speak French. So thank you. Notre Père, qui es aux cieux, nous te rendons grâce pour les nombreuses et glorieuses bénédictions dont nous avons aujourd'hui le droit de jouir en tant que nation. Nous te remercions d'avoir insufflé dans le cœur de nos pères l'amour de la liberté et de leur avoir donné le courage d'en entreprendre sa quête. Nous te remercions que cet esprit ait été transporté dans une terre étrangère et de l'avoir insufflé dans le cœur de ton serviteur, dont la présence nous honore aujourd'hui, pour visiter ces rivages lointains et pour généreusement tendre la main dans la conquête de notre indépendance. Nous te remercions que malgré les dangers et les épreuves qu'il a rencontrées depuis, sa précieuse vie ait été épargnée et qu'après de nombreuses années, il puisse une fois de plus visiter notre pays, recevoir la gratitude d'un peuple affectueux et être témoin des fruits de cette liberté à laquelle il a tant contribué. Que ta bénédiction l'accompagne toujours, et lorsqu'il fera son dernier adieu à l'Amérique, que les vents et les vagues soient propices à son retour dans son pays bien-aimé. Puisse-t-il se retrouver au sein de sa famille pour passer le reste de ses jours dans la tranquillité et le confort. Et puisse-t-il enfin, le moment venu, s'éteindre en paix pour recevoir des honneurs infiniment plus grands que ceux qui ont été ou qui pourront jamais lui être rendus ici. Le jour du grand jugement, puisse-t-il vivre dans les triomphes de notre bienheureux Rédempteur et être donné une couronne qui ne se fanera jamais. Vive la France, vive les États-Unis.
Thank you. I want to thank or congratulate the essay contest winner from this local area. I'm so honored that you guys did that. It's our goal to get younger. Come over here, Caroline. I want to introduce you one of our youngest members, Caroline Grove, who was second place in the contest we did nationally. And she lives in this area, and she graced us with her appearance. And I got to say, this is what's so important. We can teach people my age about Lafayette all we want. We got to teach the younger people. And I thank you guys for doing the essay, and I thank Caroline for being the winner of our essay. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to get it personal real quick. She's not our youngest member. Our youngest member became a member at 12 hours old, and that's my granddaughter last Friday. Literally, I went on the computer after she was 12 hours old. She's the youngest member of the American Friends of Lafayette. I want to thank Bruce Moday for all he's done for this community, for Lafayette, for all the stuff as Bruce has done to educate the public, both adults and children. Thank you so much, Bruce. I want to thank Pauline Kabuli for a surprise we have later on today. Thank you so much for making that happen. I appreciate it. I want to thank the Masons for coming out, because when Lafayette was here in 1824 and 1825, they came out in droves. So having the Masons here today is important, and I want to thank you guys very much. And last but not least, I want to thank somebody that probably spends just as many hours on this as I do, our treasurer, our secretary, my lovely wife, Bonnie Fritz. Where are you, Bonnie? She probably left. The American Friends of Lafayette were born in 1932 at Lafayette College, and we're growing so fast because Lafayette came back. We have almost 2,000 members around the country, and we're following Lafayette's footsteps exactly as it happened 200 years ago. Think about it. We're holding almost 300 events over a 13-month period.
First of all, I need Brigadier General Frank McGovern to come up, and our Honorary Consul General, if she can rejoin us. Is she here? Where's she at? Oh, come on. There she is. Lost in the shadows there. Thank you. And we're having a presentation of the Pennsylvania Cross for Valor to Major General Marquis de Lafayette, Continental Army, American Revolution, for act of valor above the ordinary gallantry. This is the first military, I think, medal given to Lafayette from Pennsylvania. Sure, we'll get Lafayette up also. The star of the show, and he's going to conclude with his remarks.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of Major General John Pippy, the Adjutant General of Pennsylvania, and Governor Josh Shapiro. We get to present a well-deserved award today. And the award is going to go to the Honorary French Consul to Philadelphia. So after its military tradition, for those that are able, if you could please stand for the reading of the award. And then I would ask Chuck, if you want to pin the medal. Permanent Orders 140-001, dated 20 May 2025. Award of the Pennsylvania Cross for Valor by direction of the Governor under the authority granted by Section 3701 of the Pennsylvania Military Code. The Pennsylvania Cross for Valor is awarded to members of the Pennsylvania National Guard, the Armed Forces of the United States, or the reserve components by performing acts of bravery or valor above the ordinary gallantry of other service members, is awarded to Major General Marquis de Lafayette, Continental Army, American Revolution. And the citation reads as follows. Major General Marquis de Lafayette demonstrated exceptional bravery and valor engaging the British Army in the support of the Continental Army on September 11, 1777. Major General Lafayette's inspirational leadership and tireless devotion resulted in a successful retreat at Brandywine, positioning General Washington for future success in the war with the British. His dedication to preserving American freedom through military action in support of a partner nation set an example for all to follow. Major General Lafayette's courage and gallantry reflect great credit upon himself, the Continental Army, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. By order of the Governor, signed John R. Pippy, Major General, Pennsylvania Army National Guard, the Adjutant General.
And now, for the star of the show, we got Lafayette, who's going to give us remarks.
Je dois vous avouer que je reste perplexe devant ces appareils. I think your Dr. Franklin has something to do with it. Voilà, c'est bon. Monsieur le Général, Monsieur l'officier exécutif du comté, Madame le consul honoraire, my distinguished Masonic brothers, distinguished guests, Mesdames et Messieurs, I am very happy, after a long absence, to be so kindly welcomed on the beloved soil of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that state to which I am bound by so many old ties of gratitude, devotion, and mutual confidence. It is to the patriotic support I found in the civil authorities, whose generous spirit had already shown from the beginning of the revolutionary contest. It is to the zeal, the courage, the perseverance of the Pennsylvania militia, in conjunction with our small, gallant Continental Army, that we have been indebted for the success of a campaign arduous in its beginning, fruitful in its happy issue. Nothing can be more gratifying to my feelings than the testimonies I receive of my living still in the hearts of the people of Pennsylvania. Since my arrival in the United States on the 15th of August of last year, I am sensibly affected by the honors conferred upon me by the American people. The kindness with which they have received my conduct has magnified my merit. I have seen here the best proofs of a great, prosperous, and happy people in the rapid advancement of the polite and useful arts and in the stability of your free institutions. I feel happy to observe such decided proofs of industry, sobriety, and prosperity. I beg you all to be assured of my affectionate and grateful recollection of your reception of me, and I thank you all for the kind expressions you have manifested towards me. Pennsylvania is a happy illustration of the blessings of liberty secured to you by your excellent Constitution, and I shall have always the profoundest sense of the cordial welcome given me here, and I am sincerely delighted with the manner of my reception by every kind of person. When nearly half a century ago, I had the honor of fighting for that glorious American cause, of which you have been pleased to speak in a manner so touching and so flattering to me. One of the dearest hopes of my heart was that all my American countrymen might someday participate in the benefits of Republican liberty and independence. That hope is now realized. I this day behold the happy and henceforth indissoluble union of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania with the vast and powerful Confederation of the United States, which secures the dignity, the prosperity, and the happiness of our citizens, guarantees the independence of all America, and offers to all nations the finest model of government. I have been contemplating during my happy progress through the 24 states of the Union the gratification I now enjoy to revisit this fine part of Pennsylvania, which I had seen justly celebrated for the virtuous industry and happiness of its inhabitants, even before they could have availed themselves of the prodigious advantages, moral and material, that had been the rapid result of national independence and Republican freedom. I delight to witness the large share which the county of Chester has had in those wonderful improvements. Indeed, it seems to have been providentially decreed in support of the divine right of mankind that there should be in America several aggregations of men, more particularly congenial with different nations of Europe, such as is the prevalence of German blood in this and a neighboring county, the better to demonstrate how easily and successfully the principle and practice of liberty, equality, and self-government of the people might become a universal blessing. How those practical principles and the revolutionary men who assisted in asserting them are cherished in every American heart, I have had an extensive opportunity to recognize on all occasions, never more so than in the testimonies, esteem, and friendship so very affectionately bestowed upon me. For whatever may be the first instinctive impulse to which you have been pleased most kindly to allude, I so soon become, in every respect, an American soldier, and I'm overwhelmed with emotions to be once more returned to this place so near that where I shed blood in the cause of liberty in this country. The Battle of Brandywine on 11 September 1777 marked the beginning of my active service in the War of the Revolution. As you will know, I rushed in to join the forward fighters as the Continental right flank began to fail, where I received a musket ball that passed through my left leg, and my blood filled the boot. The ball went through and through. I was on foot when I received my wound. A part of our line had given way, but a part still held its ground. To these I repaired to encourage my comrades and to show them I had no better chance of flight than they. I ordered my horse to the rear. The news of my being hurt was conveyed to the commander-in-chief with the usual exaggerations in such cases. The good General Washington freely expressed his grief that one so young and a volunteer in the holy cause of freedom should so early have fallen. But he was soon relieved by an assurance that my wound would stop short of life when he sent me his love and gratulation that matters were no worse. It is again with the most lively and reciprocal feelings I received your friendly congratulations on my reaching this beautiful part of the country, on my entering this interesting place where I have been so honorably received, where I am so affectionately welcomed by the people in so very gratifying terms, and where I have to witness the wonders of creation and improvements that are the most unanswerable practical argument in favor of Republican institutions. America may justly be proud of her revolutionary sages and heroes. It is my greatest glory to have been associated with them in their dangers. I join with you in the hope that the blessings of freedom will be more generally diffused, and that the bright example of America will not be lost to the nations of the earth. I have ever considered it my pride and my honor that I embarked in the cause of independence in this country, and I rejoiced when I found myself again landed on the American shores. You, kind citizens of Chester County, and all who are assembled in this place, were pleased to accept my thanks for this expression of your attachment and receive my best wishes for every degree of prosperity which the freedom and independence you enjoy entitled you to hope for. Je vous remercie de votre assistance et de votre amour. Merci.